What madness is this?
So, I didn't really want to take a vacation. I wanted to work. But every time I thought about turning on the camera and working, I was like, I'm on vacation. So I played Power. But, we're going to try and do fucking 3 videos today. That's right. This is video number 1. I asked you guys to give me topics. Whenever you had something that you wanted to hear me talk about, what? And I will talk about it. And somebody gave me a topic. It's like almost 2 weeks old when it was suggested to me. I didn't get around to it, and then I went on vacation. And then shit fucked up, and now here we are. So, doing it today. He brought up fast food service. The service industry at large is mostly dead. Like, when it really comes down to it, like, in higher end places, of course, the service is going to be wonderful. And in most, I would say, probably in most restaurants now, service is acceptable, right? But service has gotten shit. And I think a big part of it is the internet. And I'll explain that. I think another big part of it is that we've slowly been trained to work at McDonald's. Like, we all kind of partially work at McDonald's, you know, or wherever. Like, wherever. First, the internet. The internet is a thing that a lot of people get onto, and they make a lot of money, right? A lot of people get into it, make a lot of money. Ridiculous. Some money that some of these people make is fucking insane. And it's more like, everybody always wanted to be a movie star because it's so much money and you get to do all this cool stuff and blah, 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 right? But it was extraordinarily difficult to be a movie star because you had to be picked for that, right? Essentially, somebody somewhere has to go, Sydney Sweeney is going to be in every fucking movie this summer, right? Pedro fucking Pascal is going to be in every fucking movie going forward. Some asshole made that decision, and now we gotta suffer through fucking Pedro's stupid face all over the fucking place. I'm getting tired of it. Nevertheless, you had to have an in somewhere, you had to have talent, you had to work hard. But people look at streamers, and they go, I'm funnier than that person is, and you're probably not. I'll be honest, you're probably not. I know that sucks, but you're probably not. Right? You find out right where you are when you get there. I found out that I got about 15 diehard fans. God bless every one of you. Beyond that, nobody likes me. At least people don't like me enough to stick around. I get a video with 1,600 views. I pick up like 2 subscribers. You know what I mean? And that's kind of, you know, the statistics. Like, believe it or not, that's about how it works. Maybe if I put a lot more effort, did a lot more things, there's a lot of things I could do different. I acknowledge that. I know. You all know that I know. You know I'm holding back. I'm waiting for something. Don't you worry. Someday it'll happen. And on that day, I'm going to have a whole lot of time on my hands with nothing to do. And shit could get fun. Right? Shit could get real fun. Because I'm also, within the next year or two, going to start accruing funny money. I'm finally going to get disposable income. So my credit card's paid off. and I got like 16 grand I still owe on my car. Once that's paid off, and considering I'm going to be paying like almost, if not $2,000 a month on my car, right? I could be fucking liquid super quick. So, anyways, I have 15 diehard fans, and I pick up people here and there, and people watch me here and there. But it's really what I really found out is that I am the person that was literally picked, and they said, not that dude. YouTube fucks with my channel so much. I am under so much scrutiny. And the fact that I can't control my fucking mouth when I'm all by myself just sitting here looking at a camera. Like, it's funny as hell to me today. Like, I was at work, and I do work at people's houses. I'm doing the work, and I'm describing what's going on, and as I'm talking, I went, you know, like, I started to say an F word, right? And the girl starts laughing and goes, ah, you almost, and I'm like, no. And then I said what I was going to say. When I said feet, I went feet. As if to say I almost said feet, not fuck. Because I'm very professional. I never cuss in front of a customer unless they cuss in front of me multiple times first. If they just are like, ah, fuck it, man, this is the way I fucking talk. Alright, cool. And even then, though, I'm like, you know, that shit, you know, like, I kind of still say, like, I'm saying the naughty, right? I'm very professional when I need to be professional. And it's funny, because, like, I could be on Fox. They could have me on Fox. They have Tommy Lahren on Fox. Tommy Lahren's a shithead just like me, or at least she used to be, right? They have all these fucking people do the same fucking thing I do on these TV shows. I could do that shit, but nobody ever trusts me. Why? Because when I'm just sitting here by myself, just fucking talking, I fucking cuss. We're getting way fucking off topic here. Anyways. With the internet, with streaming and all that sort of thing, being a YouTube personality, everybody sees that kind of shit, you know, TikToking and fucking Insta and all these shit. There's all these different ways to make money online. And it very much looks like you don't need to have any talent. You don't need to really be all that fucking wonderful. You can just kind of sit there and talk. Like, everybody thinks this shit is really fucking easy. I spent all day today thinking about what I'm going to say to you in this video and the other two videos I plan to make today. I spent all day, well, I mean, shit, this one I've spent fucking decades going over in my head, but nevertheless, I worked hard today while I was at work for you. And I'm going to have to do 3 videos. It's 7:30 already. I don't know how long this one's going to take, because already I can feel that I'm in a tangential mood. So, I'm going to be busting my ass the rest of the night to try and get these up, and I'm probably going to have to sleep with my fucking rainbow-ass nightlight on again, which just makes it tough for me to sleep. And because otherwise they're not all going to get uploaded in time, like, because they're not going to get uploaded in time. It's still going to be uploaded at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I ain't going to be up that late. Anyways, everybody thinks the shit looks easy. I thought the shit looked easy. And I found out real fast how hard it is. Like, you look at some of my earlier videos, you look at my first video I ever posted, the first EgoCast show. I did a slideshow. Me and Dennis talked, we recorded it, we had no video, because I was like, well, I'll just put up a slideshow. I'll just put pictures. And as we say things, I'll put up a relevant fucking picture, and I'll try and make it funny. And I thought that first show was fucking awesome. And it took me 4 hours to fucking put that shit together. And I was like, man, this is like work. Fuck that. So people find out it's work, and then they wash out. Or they just don't catch on, and then they kind of wash out. Or they're really trying to struggle, but they're working their fucking shitty job at McDonald's or Wendy's or whatever. And So everybody's fucking pent up. Like, we just have, like, everybody in the world now is dealing with what people in LA and Hollywood have been dealing with forever. All these kids go out to California to go and hit it big. And they wind up working as a fucking waiter, waitress, wherever. Working at fucking McDonald's. Doing whatever they need to do just to stay alive to hopefully catch on. And they're pissed. And they're fucking fed up. They don't want to do this shit anymore. I just want to be a movie star. Be so much easier to be a movie star. Be so much better to be a movie star. But now it's so much better to be a streamer. I sit here and fucking do this shit. So everybody's angsty. And nobody wants to fucking do anything. They just want to screw around. And film videos of them at work. Doing shit. You know, like, we live in a streaming world, man. And nobody's thinking about you at McDonald's. Everybody's thinking about how much they hate McDonald's. And they don't give a fuck. Because why do I give a shit if your food is wrong? Fuck you. I got problems of my own, motherfucker. It's tough to live in this world. Pulling a job like that. You don't get paid much. Minimum wage sucks. That's why you do that shit when you're 16, 17, 18. And then when you're fucking 19, 20, your ass better start thinking about a real fucking job. And hopefully you've learned some skills in your time flipping burgers. Like how to interact with people. How to get through the fucking day. Like, McDonald's is there to grind you down and make you never want to work at McDonald's again. That's the purpose of McDonald's. It's to teach you that the real world don't give a fuck about you. That's what all those jobs are there for. And then you're supposed to go on to a real fucking job. You find yourself a trade, or you do whatever you go to school for. You get into the workforce. McDonald's isn't the workforce. It's the G League, motherfucker. Like, it's where you start. It's the mailroom. And people know it. But nobody's hiring 16-year-olds to be fucking management. Because you gotta have some experience. Where do you get the experience? Fucking McDonald's. And nobody wants to work at McDonald's. Nobody wants to work at Wendy's. Nobody wants to work at Dairy Queen. Nobody wants to do that shit. Nobody wants to work at the fucking gas station. Nobody wants to be bussing tables. Nobody wants to wash dishes. Nobody wants to do that stuff. You know what they want to do? This for a career. And they're pissed because they ain't got it. Because not everybody gets there. It's still the top 1% of people who mostly get lucky. Fucking Pewds got where he's got mostly because he got lucky. He just happened to be the first person to really do what he did. Somebody's got to be first. And it was him. Good luck. We're all waiting around for it. I'm the one actively dreading it. But I do acknowledge that every video I post has that possibility. And so I act accordingly. I give a shit product. I give a mediocre product. You gotta love me. And not expect to see any clips. Because every time I get in clips, I gotta tell you to go to Rumble to watch the shit. What the fuck am I doing on YouTube where all the fucking people are? If I'm just going to be like, hey, that video I posted yesterday, you got to go to this fucking link. People are pissed. Everybody wants to get somewhere. Nobody can get anywhere. Because you're either being actively held back or you're just not making it. Because not everybody is talented. Not everybody is skilled. And not everybody's willing to put in the effort. You know what I mean? And so people start spinning their wheels. And man, if you're 16, spinning your wheels, That's some shit. That's a different world than when I was growing up, man. It is crazy. And everybody's pissed. Nobody wants to fucking be there. Everybody hates this shit. Like, when I used to work at shitty jobs, for the most part, I was pretty happy just to kind of be doing something. Now I'd be much happier doing anything else. But, like, you know, I still gotta eat. I gotta be able to drive places so that I can get food. I need to have water that works and electricity. I gotta have a roof over my head, clothes on my back, right? Notice I said on my back and not on my butt. Poop bear. But like, but yeah, like I was ground down by McDonald's. I was ground down by fucking Office Max. I was ground down by a bunch of fucking places. I was ground down by factory jobs. I was ground down by I was a ballroom dance teacher for like a month. Dude, I was a pizza delivery guy. I've done a lot of different shit. And all of it ground me down. Until finally I got into a factory job where I was like, you know, I could honestly have some fun here. I really like the people. This isn't that fucking hard. It's keeping me in shape. I like that. You know, like I don't have to work out anymore or do activities. I just got to go to work. I work out at work all day. I work out for 8 hours a day. Right? Loved it. Thought it was awesome. And I stayed there for fucking 13 years. I did all manner of shit. I was a fucking supervisor. I worked as an extruder. I worked as a shipping and receiving dock. I was a rewinder. Like, dude, I did fucking everything in that place. When you work someplace for 13 years, you do everything. And I liked it. It was fun. It was secure. And they pissed me off and I left. And now I'm doing what I do now. And I really love what I do now. It's not quite the same. I'm not really working out at the same level I used to, which is probably bad. But nevertheless, I really love what I do. And I enjoy going to work every day. And that's what you gotta find. That shit ain't McDonald's. So, I don't give them too much shit when they fuck up things because I'm kind of like, well, I understand. I didn't want to be there either when I was there. I'm sure I put out fucked up food here and there, but whatever. I mean, I never actually got it. I never got to be cook. Like, I never got to cook anything except my own food. Because I was not responsible enough to be a cook in fucking McDonald's. All I worked was the window. They wouldn't even put me at the front counter. Because I'm an ass. Anyways. But, yeah. Like, you work shit jobs. And that is supposed to galvanize you to want to go and find something better. And that something better is at a factory. Or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta look into that kind of stuff. Try and find some place that you can get in at a low level and maybe someday actually work your way up to get a good fucking job. Or a really, really good job. The place that I worked at for 13 years was like that. I was never going to go up. I hated being a manager. So I just stayed where I was. And I was fine with that. Like, that's kind of been my life. I stay where I am. I know what's here. I'm fine here. I don't want to deal with anything up here. I certainly don't want to deal with anything down here. I'm happy here. Here's where I stay. And 99% of the world needs to also learn how to do that. How to go, you know what? I think I like being here. Like, I'm pretty good here. You know, I still get myself in a lot of debt, but I am able to work myself out. So, like, I like here. Gotta find that, but not everybody's as lucky as I am because you all pair up and start fucking, and that shit's expensive. I never did that because I'm like, you know, I like being here. Yeah, but yeah, so that's part of it. The internet makes people dream big, and you find out that dreams are just dreams. And you got to get into the real fucking world mindset. But I think it's extremely difficult for kids these days. Most of them are stupid because they're not really being taught. They're just being talked at. They're being forced to just memorize shit without actually understanding why or really even exactly what it is you're memorizing. Like, it's just all numbers and words. We don't teach children. We train them for fucking Jeopardy. We train them to be able to do trivia. And we wonder why we can't get fucking good service. Like, that's a big part of it too. The internet adds into it because the internet has created all of these wildly shit teachers that don't teach children. They just train them to be trivia fucking people. Game show contestants. That's what school teaches you, to be a game show contestant. That's why I hated school. Like, I always felt like I was beyond school. Like, I somehow... I was able to weed out the things that I am ever going to give a shit about knowing. Like, the worst thing of being a smart person in school is at some point you do begin to judge, will I ever actually need to know this? And then it's a lot more fun because you just kind of are learning things for fun, and the things you don't give a shit about, you just don't fucking do. Or at least that's the way I did it. I wouldn't really recommend that. You should probably try and get good grades in school. I just kind of lucked into them whenever I did. But for the most part, I absorbed everything and didn't give a shit. So, yeah. I don't know. That's how I am. How are you? But kids these days, man, they don't give a shit because of the fucking internet. They all want to be Twitch models and fucking YouTube stars. And they seriously think that they're right on the verge. Like, that's one thing if you're a waiter in fucking LA. That's an entirely other thing if you're just some random dude in just some random place. Good luck to you, brother. But I'm gonna tell you, man, you don't want to be fucking famous on YouTube. It depends on what genre you're in, but if you're in my genre, you don't want to fucking be famous on YouTube. That's for goddamn sure. I brushed it enough to push it away. Like, a lot of YouTubers knew about me, and a lot of them sent people my way, and burying people pretty much are the ones that stayed. Every once in a while, I get, from this person, from that person. It's like, oh, that person talked about me? No shit. So I was kind of like a YouTuber's YouTuber, but I never got into shit with anything. Like, I never got into it with anybody. My thing was, if you talk about me, I'm going to just crush you. It would just be overwhelming force. I will just fucking crush you. I made a half-an-hour video. A dude fucking took 10 minutes of it out of context and just told everybody what I think without actually letting them hear exactly what it is I think. And then I proceeded to make like an hour-and-a-half long movie of me literally line by line dissecting and destroying everything he said. I dropped the fat boy on him, man. Like, I was not fucking around. And because I don't want shit. So if you start shit with me, I will just crush you immediately. And I don't want to work with people anymore, because that just creates problems. I've never had a working relationship with anybody that fucking worked out well. It just never happened, which is why I'm still not doing shows with people. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Anyways, again, I'm in a tangential mood. Why do I feel so much like bitching about myself today? Anyways, the other part of it is we have all become employees of everywhere we go. I go into the gas station now, and there's a dude behind the counter, right, with a sign that says fuck off in front of each register. Because there's the self-checkout thing that never works. So I gotta put my shit in the self-checkout thing, and it don't work. And then the asshole has to walk over and jiggle the fucking things around to where, oh, now it works. And I'm like, bitch, you could have just rung me the fuck up, like did your job, or is your like, are you fucking IT? Is this your job now? Like you're what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, you go to McDonald's, what do you got? The fucking kiosk. I want a burger, and I don't want any pickles, and I want a. Let's be naughty. I'm getting that Oreo Blizzard. Like what? Or I'm sorry, McFlurry. And you gotta fucking punch in your own shit now, which, like, honestly, sadly enough, I'm almost fine with that. Because years ago, I remember thinking many a time, I wish I could just punch it in for you. Because you're obviously retarded. Like, and so now I can. Punch it in myself. And I gotta ring myself up. I gotta pay myself. I gotta run my own fucking card. I remember a time when you handed your card to a motherfucker. And he rang that shit for you. Now I gotta do it myself. I remember a time where they gave me a cup with the ice and drink in it and the lid fucking on it. Now I gotta do that shit myself. Like, you realize the last step now is we make our own food. We ring ourselves up, we make ourselves pay, we fix our own drinks. Soon we'll be making our own fucking food. No joke. And most of that is because, A, technology has replaced obsolete things, right? A horse is a 1 horsepower vehicle. A Ferrari is a 500 horsepower vehicle. Ferrari gets you someplace a hell of a lot faster than a horse. Horses are now largely obsolete. There are still occasions when we use them. We use them for sport. And we use them for, like, policing. And there's other things that we use them for. But nevertheless, mostly obsolete. And the little boy or girl that sits up at the fucking cash register at the McDonald's will use them for sport. Or we'll use them for policing. But nevertheless, we need to find a use for the now obsolete people. Because those jobs are just gone. I want a living wage. I want a $20 minimum wage. I want McDonald's to pay me $20 to sit there and take orders. I want more money. I demand more money. Alright. Well, we're going to fire half of you now because you're obsolete. We're going to replace you with a robot screen that people can touch. And they'll run their own money. And that's all you do. So we don't need you anymore. But nevertheless, we're all being trained to replace the people we're asking to only make our food. Anybody catching on to that shit? We've got a whole bunch of angry kids that are slowly training us to replace them. You think you're going to get good service? Never. Like I said, some high-end restaurants, some mid-tier restaurants are going to have pretty good service. High-end restaurants are going to have great service. Mid-tier restaurants are going to have good service. Getting lower than that, you're getting lower than that. You're acceptable until you get to the point where you're fast food, at which point you're getting subpar. Underwhelming. Like, Notice they don't have the tell us how you feel questionnaire sheets. Anybody remember those? They used to have those at McDonald's. How would tell us how your experience was? Oh, they don't fucking care anymore. They don't want to know because they know what it is. Shit. I had to ring myself up. I had to make my own fucking payment. I had to get my own fucking drink. Like, I'm sitting here going, well, at least walk the bag out to my fucking car, please. Like, there's no such thing as service anymore. We have replaced the service industry on the low end. So if you go through the drive-thru, you're going back into the old west, man. You go back in the drive-thru, they gotta punch up your shit, and they don't care. Because they're angry that they're even there. And they know that we are just steps away from, oh, you just punch in things now at the drive-thru. That's cool. Anybody else catch on to that shit? Oh, we could just put up a kiosk at the fucking drive-thru. Like, I hope I'm not giving up anybody any ideas, but you do realize I can reach my arm out the window and poke a fucking screen and slip a fucking card in a slot. And then you just drive up to the second window because there will be no first window anymore. What do you need it for? That's where you take the payment from the person who punched in your order. Well, no, I can just do it at drive-thru. Just grab your fucking food. Makes them more money because they don't have to pay another obsolete person. And they can get people in and out faster. And everybody that's left is going to be looking around like, I wonder at what point we have to start training people to cook their fucking food for themselves. Like, we're going to be a world of short order cooks. This is not good, man. Like, I don't know. This is all a part of modernization. A part of modernization is anger from the people who have no skills because they're 16. They haven't had the opportunity really to develop any fucking skills. This is why we need fucking trade schools, man. We need to stop pumping people through high school and sending them off to college to be business majors like everybody else who works at the fucking phone company. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? We need to train more people to fix shit. We need more fucking mechanics. We need fucking computer programmers. Learn to code. We need more engineers. We need to teach kids. Stop training them to be fucking game show contestants. And I think, you know, like, you know, the craziest thing in the world is that all of the kiosks and all this shit, all of the removal of obsolete people, that has only started in the last like decade. But if the government, if Donald Trump were to say, I think it's important for kids to learn how to work at McDonald's. I think kids need to learn how to work the register so that they can learn how to fucking make change and take orders and do things correctly and deal with bullshit. A big part of life is dealing with bullshit. Bullshit from your coworkers, bullshit from your customers. You gotta learn to deal with bullshit. You gotta figure that shit out. When a customer comes up to you pissed, you gotta figure out how to make them happy. Like, this is life. This is life in the working fucking world. Your boss comes up to you pissed, you gotta figure out how to make them happy. Somebody under you comes up, gets pissed, you can take out all the aggression that you've built up from having to be nice to everybody else above you. This is life. This is how it works. This is what they're doing. That's why they come up to you pissed. They don't give a fuck. Their boss cares. That's why they're coming to you going, what the fuck? And people need to learn that. People need to learn all manner of skills. And McDonald's is a crucible, man. It burns away your impurities. It leaves you ready to be forged on the other side. But now we got kiosks. And everybody's pissed. So I think like fast food service that is dead. Again, we are one step away from doing the whole thing all by ourselves, and there's just nobody in McDonald's anymore, except for the dude in the back that's the mechanic that keeps the machines running, or the dude, over there who keeps all the computer functions working. Every McDonald's in this country could be staffed by 2 fucking people, and we are almost there. And those guys are going to be fucking happy to be there, because they're going to spend 90% of their day sitting on their ass and 10% of their day actually dealing with problems until something really major happens, and then they're going to spend 100% of their day dealing with the problem until they can go back to spending 90 of their day sitting their ass. They're going to be happy as fuck to be there. Then you'll get service, bitch. Oh, yeah. When you have to ring the bell, you speak to human, and some dude comes out, he's going to be like, what do you need? How can I help you? What can I do to make your experience here better? Because that motherfucker's going to want to keep his $100,000 a year job. He runs 5 different McDonald's. But yeah, so yeah, service is dead, and it's just it's dying in increments, because everybody that works in that industry sees the writing on the wall. Your time is coming. We don't really need you anymore. We got computers that can replace you. And this is why I tell everybody that has children, teach them a trade of some sort. Make sure they learn something worthwhile and understand what worthwhile means.